Welcome everybody to my latest video. And for this video, as you can tell by the title, and obviously as you can see by what's in front of you, we have another Big Bad Toy Store unboxing. And of course you already know what figure this is because again, it's in the title. So let's get to it. What we got here? Some nice figures, none of which I will ever collect, but very nice. And same thing goes for the back. Alright. So, let's see. How much did this bad boy cost? I always show you guys. Here we go. With shipping, $103.23. Alright. So, let's get to it. Ooh, got kind of a bad reflection going there. Focus. Alright. We got Generation Toy Bulldozer. And of course, this is their take on a Generation 1 Bonecrusher. Let's adjust the camera here. Let's see. Maybe we'll just slide down. Alright. Well, that didn't help much. Alright, you got a better view of the cover or the front picture. Very nice. For the back, let's raise this up. Alright, for the back, or the side, sorry. Continuation of the front picture. Other side, Generation Toy. The sides, absolutely nothing. And of course, on the back, we have their take on Devastator. So, let's get this guy out. Let's see. There we go. I always like these boxes. These are really nice boxes. Alright, anything? Generation Toy. So, let's go ahead and pull it out. Alright. Of course, we got our instruction booklet. There we go. Put all that in there. Just take a quick look. Very nice. This is one thing I'll definitely give them credit for. They have nice instructions. So at least you know some of your money's going towards that. Alright. Now, for the figure itself, I'll pop this open. We got here. We have a replacement head for one of the other figures, I would assume, or maybe this figure. And now, for the figure itself. Wow. Very nice. Alright, so let's get this to the side. And of course, I got my Combiner Wars Devastator. Kind of hard to see with the light shining. In fact, let me close this window with a shade. That might help a little bit. There, I actually think that's better. Alright. So, let's go ahead and compare figures to Bonecrusher. I could just get him out. All right. So just for the heck of it, there we go. Let's lower the camera. All right. So here we got the Combiner Wars Bonecrusher. You know, it's pretty cool. Worth its price, you know. And here we have, everything's falling apart here, so just bear with me. Generation Toys Bulldozer. Now, you can obviously see the tremendous difference here. I mean, it's just a completely different story. But again, this is official Hasbro versus third party. Official Hasbro price versus third party price. And in case you don't know, you know, well, you saw what I paid for this figure, and the Combiner Wars Devastator, you could probably get the whole thing, you know, probably for $150, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. I don't think they're considered collector items, and they're selling out, but who knows. So, here we got the sides. Take a look at the front. Smooth this over. Huge difference. And just look at that. The other side. Back. And the bottom. So, yeah, huge difference. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut. And, well, actually, you know, I'll cut and we'll go into ARM mode and see how that compares. So, 1 second. Alright, so here we are in ARM mode. And let's get a close-up here. Got his elbow joint there. Got all these ball hinges or joints, whatever you want to call them. So you got a lot of articulation on the hands, especially the fingers. Get lots of movement, no problem at all. So, you know, you obviously can tell it's a Devastator arm. Now, when we compare this to the original Combiner Wars Bonecrusher arm, you know, you do see the difference. And these are right next to each other, and look at that. Got some extra girth for the elbow, whereas on this one, there's not that much. And of course, there's no really good articulation for the hands. On Combiner Wars, the thumb doesn't move. The wrist does. And the fingers are on a complete... they're all together. You can't move them individually. So, big difference. But yeah. For the heck of it, let's compare it on Devastator himself. So, you have to raise of course, you know, where is it? I'm not going to attach it in, but yeah, that's pretty much where Bonecrusher would go. About right there. Now, let's just compare. If we were to attach this guy, which would probably be about right there. So, yeah. Kind of looks like it could go, but not really. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn these into their robot modes, and we'll do a comparison to that. Okay, so we're back, and now I have both Bulldozer and Bonecrusher in robot form. Now, again, you can see there is a world of difference. But it's, you know, also to your liking and what you're willing to pay. Lots of articulation for Bulldozer. Let's just get Bonecrusher out of here. Let's adjust the camera a little bit. There we go. Alright. So lots of articulation. I mean, you got the hips, the knees, the feet, these back heels, arms. I mean, you got 2 points of articulation. Well, depends on how you look at it. You got his waist, and then you got this upper section too. So, overall, a very, very nice figure. You can put him in all sorts of poses. And, of course, when you compare that to the official Hasbro Bonecrusher, not much going on here. But, you know, let's get them all in just standard poses here. I always hated this joint right here for Bonecrusher. His crotch doesn't even stick. Screw it. He's going to go back in the arm mode anyways. Alright, so we'll just leave him at that. Alright. Just try and get some standard standing going on here. Hold on. Alright, finally. Alright, so we got a front comparison, side, other side, back. Now, the one thing I'm really not too keen on is, you know, these Generation toys, they're supposed to, you know, it's their take on the Generation 1 Constructicons. And for the most part, they're doing a really good job in terms of shape and form. But, you know, when you think of Bonecrusher, his shovel, or whatever this thing you want to call it, it was always on his chest. It's always the way it should have been. For Bulldozer, it turns into these big football shoulder pads. And I guess if, you know, you're going to pose them, it can kind of get in the way because you got all this bulk right here. Collectors tend to call any, like, of this massive extraness that you find on figures, they call it kibble. I personally hate that word. When I think of kibble, I think of, like, dog food. But that's just me. Get a close-up of the face right there. Very nice. Compare it to that one. There is a difference, obviously. Still, it's all about preference. You know, if you're content on spending $150 for a complete nice looking Constructicon set that forms into a pretty, was that 21, 22 inch tall Devastator? Pretty sure it's 20 inch. Might only be 19. You know, by all means, go for it. But for me, I'm liking the third-party collector or third-party take. And there's a whole bunch of third-party Devastators out there right now. You have, at the very least, I believe, 4 to 6 to choose from. I personally like the Generation Toy ones. But again, for 2 figures, you're going to pay more than the entire Hasbro set. But, again, you get what you pay for. He does have a gun that is hidden in Bulldozer mode. Here's his gun. You know, nothing fancy. It folds up. Compare the arms here. Which the official Hasbro version has more bulk. And I believe it will be bigger. But, you know, to each his own. By the time I release this video, of course, there will be many much better videos about this figure on YouTube. This is just, you know, my way of showing the arcade collectors something else I'm into and something they may want to get into. But yeah, so there you are, Generation Toy Bulldozer. I got mine at BigBadToyStore.com. There's plenty of other sites out there. So yeah. Let's put him in the background. If you have any questions, let me know. Until next time.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.